International Yoga Day, we are right on the cusp of it, and PM will be celebrating IYD, or International Yoga Day, the 8th edition, 2015 onwards. This is into 2023, and that will be at the UN headquarters in New York, the first day of his state visit, and PM will lead the global community. Joining us live right now is Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar. Gurudev, namaste. The 8th edition of International Yoga Day is right upon us. Why is yoga so important for humanity? My first question.
See, yoga is not just one fitness thing. It also uplifts human spirit. It helps one to communicate with people better. Yoga also brings skills that are deep hidden within you. Talents starts manifesting from within you. So yoga, usually we understand it's only a asana. Yogasana, we think it's yoga. No. Pranayama, meditation, and all this together is called yoga. Yeah, otherwise it will become just an exercise. Without pranayama, without meditation, yoga is never complete. Yeah. When you take it from whichever angle you start, either you start from meditation and do asana, or start with asana and then pranayama and meditation, the benefit is multifold. More than 100 benefits you can count that comes to you from yoga and meditation.
But Gurudev, you've been teaching the world the art of living for decades. But in the last 8 years, since the world adopted 21st of June as International Yoga Day, we've seen conflict, we've seen pandemic. Have you seen yoga grow also?
Anand, you see, 42 years back when we started, it was not that popular.
Ji.
It was not a language of narrative of mainstream. Okay. Language of mainstream. That's why those days I kept it as art of living, gave the name art of living. But that would create a curiosity in the minds of people. Oh, let me go and find out what it is.
Ji.
So then we present them a little bit of asanas and pranayama, meditation, and then wisdom. That this has transformed millions of lives around the world. Actually, in 2009, there was a very well-known yoga teacher from Portugal, who is a Portuguese person, Spanish, and he would not even speak English, but he was sannyasi from that from there, Portugal, and he came. He would speak Spanish and Portuguese.
He could speak.
He would
both,
not speak English. So he came to Bangalore, and then we had a yoga conference where B.K. Saingar was part of it, and then Baba Ramdev, and there were all yoga experts were there. That time we appealed to the United Nations that you have a World Diabetes Day, you have World Toilet Day, you have World Idli Day.
Idli Day also, yeah, true.
How come we have no World Yoga Day? So, but then when Prime Minister took it up, and then so many countries supported, and we finally got that recognition. Today, nearly 2.5 billion people around the world are practicing yoga.
Wow.
That's a big number, yeah? So it's a mainstream narrative now, today, that nobody has any resistance for yoga. Just imagine those days, there was so much resistance that the people would say this is anti the religions of their country, culture of those countries. It was a very tough journey at those days. I mean, many yoga teachers have faced that. They would always be tagged as occult. It's a very easy tag that you put on anything that's good. But today, you practice yoga, you do yoga in corporate world, in bureaucratic setups, officials do this. So it has found a great acceptance.
Yes.
And that's good for our population. Post-COVID, there is aggression and depression in the minds of people. Mental health has become a biggest issue in the world.
Very right.
Yoga will help them to come out of these extreme human behaviors, imbalanced human behavior.
You're very rightly put, Gurudev. But let me ask you this. You talked about resistance. Now there is this whole aspect that yoga is being used for a Hindutva push. There is a theological angle that's being added to it. But we see core Islamic nations like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we see Christian nations, you mentioned Spain, Portugal, so many others who have adapted and adopted yoga, and there are so many people practicing it. So is yoga science and spiritualism somewhere, or does it have a certain angle of theology to it?
See, you have to first define when you are saying science, theology, or spiritualism. It's all the three together. Theology means what? That which has come from ancient times. Yoga has come from ancient times.
Yeah.
Is it science? Yes, it is a science.
Yes.
Very practical science.
Yeah.
And there have been evidence-based research on them. Number of research on yoga, benefits of yoga. And then you said, whether it is spiritualism, anything that uplifts spirit is spiritualism. And what is spirit? Spirit is made up of, consciousness is made up of love, compassion, integrity, creativity, intuitive ability, all these qualities.
Prana. Yeah.
So all these are, part of spirit. When you say spiritualism, spiritualism is that which helps you to connect with the universal spirit, and which connects you to people around the globe.
Yeah.
The notion of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family, has come from our spiritual wisdom only.
True, very, very rightly said. And yoga means yoking, and you're saying it's again what you're saying. Spiritualism is connecting yourself to humanity and also to the entire universe. But बहुत लोग कहते हैं गुरुदेव, स्ट्रेस है तो योगा करो, बूढ़े हो गए तो योगा करो, यंगर जनरेशन के लिए क्या जरूरत है योगा?
इनफैक्ट हर बच्चे को आप देखिए, 3 साल उम्र तक हर बच्चा योगा करता ही है. सब योगा का एक्सरसाइज करता है, उनका ब्रीदिंग देख के उनका माइंड
बाय डिफॉल्ट होता है, इनवॉलंटरी होता है.
दे लिव इन द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट.
जी.
योगा कभी बूढ़े होकर के करना भी मुश्किल होता है. शुरू से उसका अभ्यास करें, स्पेशली इन टीनेज. इफ यू प्रैक्टिस योगा, दैट्स वेरी वेरी गुड फॉर यू, because it helps you to channelize your energy in a more creative and productive angle.
मैं बच्चों से यूथ की बात कर रहे हैं गुरुदेव. इशू ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ, वेलबींग, एडिक्शन, आइडेंटिटी इश्यूज, कंफ्यूजन्स, you think yoga will help or can help?
Definitely yoga is helping. Yoga brings that balance. See, we are all made up of father and mother. That means there is a male and female energies are within us. Yoga brings the balance in this. And yoga helps one to get out of addictions, many different type of addictions. So, definitely, I have seen this result happening. And around the world, not just in any one country, one race or religious place. Across the globe, I've seen, people are getting over the stress and getting well, and getting out of all these addictions, as you mentioned. And opioid problem. That's opioids. Also, this has helped them tremendously. We have done a research in Cleveland with a group of people, and it has given tremendous result from that. And people are appreciating it, and they're taking now everywhere.
Gurudev, thank you very, very much. I know you will also be there at the UN on International Yoga Day. You've just spared time before you get on the flight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Ladies and gentlemen.